Who's that player that throws pick after pick? Who's that player that makes me sick? It's Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Kirk Cousins. And I will toss it to Marcus, but first we have a great killer video for you.
But at this point, I think it's best if we both go our separate ways.
I don't understand.
We don't like you. We want you to leave.
Clearer?
So you're staying at Play now?
Why not? The pay is good, I got dental, and private access to one of the great handicapped toilets in the city.
But they know you're not handicapped. Aren't you ashamed?
They're the ones that should be ashamed. They signed me to a one-year contract. As long as I show up for work every day, they have to pay me. Good morning.
Go to hell.
Hi, Alice, that's a nice dress.
Don't even look at me.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, go to hell.
Heard that one already.
Hello?
Hello!
What's going on?
Siege mentality, Jerry. They really want me out of here. They've downgraded me to some sort of a bunker. I'm like Hitler's last days here.
So you're gonna leave?
Oh, no! I'm invigorated. They'll never get me out. I'm like a weed, Jerry.
I thought you liked Hitler in the bunker.
I'm a weed in Hitler's bunker.
Getting a little uncomfortable with the Hitler stuff. I got another call. See ya.
Well put together, Jason. Yes, the end is near, I think, for Kirk Cousins. We had talked earlier in the season about what scenarios needed to happen for Michael Penix to get his opportunity. I think we're going to see that before the end of the year. Kirk Cousins, since the year 2000, is on the second longest streak of throwing at least one interception with 0 touchdowns over the last 4 consecutive games. Again, second longest streak this century or millennium. So when we go and look at all of that, it just has destroyed, I think, the Falcons offense. We talked a little bit before the show. Bijan has been good, especially the last month. The first few months weren't that great, but everyone else on the team is just getting destroyed. All their fantasy value has been bad. I thought the Falcons were going to be like the Lions offense of last year, where you're just going to want everybody, and it was just going to be a well-oiled machine that scores fantasy points. That's not the case. Again, Kirk Cousins hasn't thrown a touchdown 4 weeks. It's killing Drake London. Kyle Pitts has been worse. He was better with Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota as his quarterback. This is just awful. I think this is it for Kirk. I don't know if it's the injury. I don't know what happened because they were 6-3 the first 9 games, but this is just bad. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'm wondering how the Falcons season went.
I would say it's definitely disappointing how the Falcons season's gone, but I don't know that I would say it is killing the Falcons offense. I mean, Kirk Cousins didn't throw a touchdown pass last week, but Bijan got one. Algier got one. He threw for 344 yards, and Kyle Pitts is still terrible, but he was terrible since the rookie season, unfortunately for me. But if you have Darnell Mooney this year, he's been one of the best out of nowhere players. So I don't know that I would say the Falcons offense is terrible. There's definitely some fantasy value still in there. And I think it's kind of bad luck as far as play calling goes, whether or not he's getting the touchdowns or they're handing it off and they're running them in. So you can't just go by the touchdown to interception ratio. Definitely think Kirk Cousins made some poor decisions last week. He threw one interception in the end zone that was specifically bad. But as a whole, this offense isn't nearly as bad as, the Dolphins without Tua or some of the other offenses we've seen. They were just complete disasters.
Yeah, Ray McLeod is another receiver that kind of came out of nowhere on that same offense with no problems. But we talked about Michael Penix Jr. a lot when this league, when everything first started, and he looked like a guy that was going to be ready for the NFL once he came in here. I liked him a lot. I got him in a lot of dynasty leagues. When do you think he gets his first chance, Marcus? When's his first week? When's he going to be starter? When is that? So
I would say that their playoff percentage right now is 37%. They did sweep Tampa, so that's why they have a decent chance, even though they're a game behind. I think if we can get to week 17 and Atlanta is out, they're not going to win the division. That's as soon as Penix starts. I do think if there's a chance the Falcons can still win the division all the way up to the last week, they probably still will roll with Kirk. But unless they win the division this year, Kirk is not going to be the starter next year unless Penix shows absolutely no growth over the summer. I think this is it. Kirk only can save his job if he somehow backdoors the division.
Yeah, I think Kirk is going to be benched as soon as they are eliminated. I think they're going to want to see what they have in Penix if that's the case, and then see how, depending on how that goes, see what things look like next year.
His first game will be a game I'm looking forward to watch. So let's hope that's sooner rather than later. Let's give him a couple starting jobs before next year hits.
I would like to see what happens to Kyle Pitts with a new quarterback. I mean, maybe if we change enough variables, he can at least get 50 yards a game.
How many new quarterbacks does this man need, Zach? It's gonna be so. He came from Ritter. Was there even before Ritter? I think
at least once more.
Yeah,
at least one more.
And typically,
he needs more national tight end days.
Yes.
Typically, when that quarterback's a little greener, they do look for the tight end a little more. So, don't know if that's the case with Pitts because he kind of plays in the slot a little more than maybe an inline tight end, but could see some more looks.
All right, guys, let's hit up Zach. You got some stuff on our boy Puka?